Welcome to the Firehouse, the show dedicated to the brave men and women who serve our community.
All right, welcome. I am feeling good today. I hope you are. I am your host, Chris Moses, and today, sitting with me in the Firehouse is my boy, Jean Laurent. What is going on?
What's up, brother?
What's going on? All right, so let's start because people don't know exactly who you are. So tell them, let's start with what department you are, what company, how long you've been in, and what your ranks were.
Okay. My name is Jean Laurent. I'm with the Uniondale Fire Department, Madden Company, Engine 3.
There we go.
Representing.
Hey.
Since 1997, I joined the fire service because of my friend Josh Levin.
Okay.
We went to school together at Hofstra.
Okay.
I saw him in the park and I was doing public safety. He's like, yo, you should join the fire department. I was like, man, please. Everybody's running out the building. Why would I go inside? He's like, yo, you never know. Just come down on a Sunday, take a look.
Okay.
Went back in 97. I went in, got sworn in 97, and never left.
Wow. So how many years is that?
About 26 going on 27.
26 years. I know you got some stories, and we're going to get into those later. We're going to get into those later. But what ranks have you held within, Union?
I started with, from Madden Company, I started with second lieutenant, first lieutenant, captain, and right after the captain, I did a year off to make sure that I'm good. Then in 2006, I ran for chief and made chief. From 2006 to 2015, I was in the chief's office almost 10 years.
Right now, one of the best chiefs. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care how y'all feel about it. And there's going to be some people that's going to feel whatever way they're going to feel. I will tell them, and I've told them that before.
Yes.
One of the best chiefs that we ever had.
It is.
So you went all the way up to
I went all the way up to chiefs. I ran for commissioner.
Yeah.
And hey, listen, in life, you got to go for everything.
Yeah, got to do everything. Do it all.
So,
all right, so you kind of touched into how you started, and I want to do that because what makes you want to become a fireman, right? I've heard different stories, but what makes you say I want to run into a burning building? That's already crazy right there if you think about it. So what makes you say, you know what, I want to give something like this a try?
My friend.
Your friend.
Josh. Again, Josh is like, yo, he talk a great game. And he's like, yo, come in. And when I came into the fire service, that was it. And me and him were like throwing heads after that because we went for the same position, second lieutenant. And I won. Mind you, he was there longer than me, and I won the election. I was like, wow. So from being friends, now it started like we were going to be enemies. And I went to him, I was like, no, don't ever do that.
Yeah.
Friends stick to each other no matter what. Yeah. Don't let that little politics get in between. It's politics. But he understood it. The following year, he ran for the same position. But by that time, I move up, and he moved up. And guess what? He ended up taking a test back to Maryland, and now he's a full-fledged fireman for Baltimore.
There you go, for Baltimore.
Back home.
He's over there with Duff.
Yes. He's back home.
Okay. So
that's where he's from. And then graduated from Hofstra and then left.
All right. No, so
basically, he basically inspired me to be a fireman. And I appreciate that with him. Because of him, I'm in the fire service.
Right now. Yeah. So that's dope. Shout out to him right now.
Yes.
Hopefully he'll be listening. We'll let him know.
I will.
So, engine company.
Yes.
3.
Yes.
Right? Walk me through a typical day, and for our listeners, Sunday is the day for volunteers, for training. That's our day. So walk me through a typical Sunday at Manor Company 3.
A typical Sunday at Manor, we basically have prospective members that come in. They want to join the fire service, so we go over the fire trucks. We go over everything about the fire service. You cannot lie to a prospective member because once they join, they're going to be like, wait, that's not what you said.
What you told me.
So no, my job and our job together, me and the officers, we basically show them the rope.
Okay.
Show them the fire trucks, show them the other guys that's there, the probies, the rookies, and then we let them talk to them. I was like, you tell them exactly what we said to you the first time you came in and why you're still here. So that's how we move up on a Sunday. And then once we're done, do the talking, then we take the fire trucks out and then do the training, the hands-on part, the hose, stretch hose, engine operation, hose operation, pack, rescue, search. We do everything with our guys.
So for our listeners, and I may know this, but our listeners not, so you can answer this. Your trainings, are you doing them at the Firehouse? Are you doing them at different buildings? Like how are you getting this training done?
Well, we start from the Firehouse, and then we go to Nassau Community College. Okay. They use that parking lot, and we do the hose stretching. Okay. So that at least the guys know how to stretch the hose the proper way, so that in case of a real situation, we're not going to have no problem. They're just going to know exactly what to do when they go on the truck, how to pull the hose down, how to stretch it, how to go straight to the front door with it. Okay. Or nowadays in Uniondale, we get a lot of houses where we have no access to the basement through the front. Mm-hmm. We got to use side doors, we got to use back doors. But in the fire service school, they taught us not to go to side doors to go to the basement. But life nowadays
is different. These houses are built different. They're
very
cut up different.
In the garage, you gotta go to the basement. just like a couple of Sundays ago, we had a big fire and we couldn't get access to the basement. We had to go to size exposure 4 side. Some people don't, some people know exposure 4 side. It's when you do the math with the houses. Front of the house is 1 side, 2, which is go to the left, 2, 3, you use 3 is the rear, and then the 4 is basically back to your right-hand side. So we had to go to 4 side to get to the basement. Yeah. But that's life. That's
life. That's the life of a fireman. That's why you train. So you be prepared for anything that happens. But so just for our listeners that don't know, when you say, y'all are training on stretching the hose.
Yes.
For some people they don't know what that means. What do we mean we're stretching? Like some people may think we've got a garden hose. What do I need training on doing that for? So explain to them when you're training with stretching, why do you need to train for that?
The stretching training is because that we want to make sure that the guys knows if there's any kinks where the water going to get blocked.
That's right.
They're supposed to chase it, make sure that everything is straight up, proper procedure, so that when we go in with no problems, no obstacles, no nothing.
Anything like that.
So the water is going to be flowing through. And as far as the hoses, for whoever don't know, we have different types of hoses. We have 1 3/4, we have 2 inch, we have 2.5. All these sizes is for different type of fires. Right. Building fires, we use 2.5. Yeah. Some people prefer different type. Like engine 2 and engine 3, we have totally different operation.
Yeah, totally different operation.
And to me, it's wrong.
Yeah, should be on the same.
Engine
out. I gotta get on your rig. We should be doing the same exact thing.
Exactly. Just I was talking to Captain Broom the other day. I was like, listen, I just got a new truck, new engine. Why don't we just combine together and then go over our hose bed so that my company, your company, we both know the hose bed from each trucks, so that if you pull up first to a signal 10 or working fire, at least my guys know what to do, where to go, and start stretching.
Which makes sense, because in the volunteer service, you don't know who can show up. It can be your engine and 2 of my guys. That's right there.
So, and then 2 of my guys too.
Yeah. So you're gonna need to help.
You need that teamwork.
That's right. And I think what people need to know is that while we're doing these stretching trainings and pulling the different hoses, these aren't light. Right, so you need to know what these feel like. A deuce and a half is no joke.
Deuce and a half, you
deuce and a half 5. Charge. You open that up, it will literally blow you off the line.
Yes.
Like if you ever remember watching Little Rascals, and they were like, "Whoa, that's real. That's not a joke. That can happen." Maybe not as exaggerated, but it can literally blow you off the line.
Definitely.
That's pumped too much. So that's the training that he's referring to get these probies, and not even just probies.
It's everybody.
Guys that's been there. Listen, you could have a chauffeur that overpumps. You need to know what that feels like.
That's the problem too. We got That's why we do refreshers with the chauffeurs, because I'm not perfect. No. Sometimes my brain can be like, oh, what the hell? What did I do? I messed up something, so I got to start all over. Shut down the truck and then start all over. Just be like, okay, let me retrace my step. Yeah. Then make sure everything is good. Mm-hmm. And then you start over and be like, okay, I made a mistake right there. I didn't put it on proper pump.
That's a fact.
Yeah,
it happens, but that's why you train.
Of course.
So it becomes muscle memory. So, what we said, 27 years?
27, bro.
27 years. You got stories for me.
Of course.
I need at least 2 stories. But before we start, I got a story that I remember that we've been to a couple of fires. I mean, tons of fires together.
Yep.
But I remember one, I think you were chief, and it was the one on Smith Street.
Oh, yeah.
And this place was rocking.
And I said, I'm not backing out.
And this was the beauty of him being chief. And this is, just so you all know, this is, the Firehouse is brotherhood, yeah. And we trust each other. Yes. And when we pull up to the scene, he's the chief, he's there. When I say this house is going, we got fire out of every exposure. And normally we may go to an outside operation. And Jean saw me, I saw him, and he said, let's go to work.
Yeah.
And we went in there and put that whole house out.
We did.
Went in there and put that entire house out. But that was the trust that we had from, with each other. And I know him being the leader there. I know for a fact that my chief is there. I trust. He was there before me, and I trust that he's not going to put me into nothing crazy. No. And he knows what I can handle and what I can't. And he said, you're going to work, bro. Let's go.
We're going to work, because it's not even just going to work. It's who's at the scene.
That's right.
By the time, when I saw you, I was like, okay, you know what? I have a good solid team.
Here we go.
Chris is here. I'm good. That's why I said, yo.
You going in? What are we doing? I'm like,
I asked. As a chief, I'm not going to say, yo, I want you to know. No. You tell me. Because you're the one that can with your crew. You know what your crew can do. Yeah. Me, as a chief, I'm just on the sideline. Yeah. And I hate being on the sideline. I like to put my gear on and then go in.
But even with that said, and no shade to anyone of my say names, but there could be certain chiefs that I would have pulled up and I'd have been like, nah. Like, I trusted to know that you've already surveyed, you know what's going on as much as you can, of course.
Of course.
But you gotta do that. I would trust to say, you know what, I'm willing to go in here and go do this because of who the chief was.
Exactly. As a chief, you're supposed to do your 360.
Right.
That's the first thing you do when you get to that scene. You don't just stay by the car. Mm-hmm. You do your quick walk, because you
find everything.
You look. I remember I did more than the 360. One of my friend's house caught on fire. So when I got there, he's like, all my stuff inside the house. I was like, listen, you outside? That's good for me.
Stuff is stuff.
But I went in just to make sure where the fire was, so that when my guys get there, I say, hey, fire's on the 2nd floor, boom. And exactly when Brookside came, I was like, yo, fire's on the 2nd floor, to your left, bedroom on your left.
See, and there you go. So that plays a huge part in that.
Yes.
Who the chief is, who that first officer on scene is. That plays a big part on you being comfortable and now put your life at.
And I learned from a couple people.
Yeah.
Chief Peak. Chief Eason, Noel Thomas, all these guys I came after, and and one guy that people think that me and him never get along is Milton Bull.
But you learned from him too.
Big time.
Yeah.
The attitude.
Yeah. You learned that. You learned that from him. Listen, you learned
the attitude, the way he said, you know what? I don't hear what you say. It's not my way. It's your way.
Yeah.
But as a chief, you can't think like that, because now at a scene of a working fire, you got to worry about the guys and the girls and the EMS members that come to the scene and your mutual aid companies.
You're looking at everything.
Because now all these people are under you. So you got to make sure that everybody that come to your scene goes back home the same way they came.
Yeah.
So it's a tough job. Yeah. If you make it a tough job, it could be the easiest job too. Because you have people that you can fall back on, which are your assistant. Sometimes your assistant might need your help to do the push. All you gotta do is say, hey, you stay outside, I'll go in.
Yeah.
Be my eyes.
There you go.
Then we got the safety officers. That's the new thing in the fire service, which is good. Back then, we didn't have no safety officers, but the state sees that we needed it.
Yeah.
they create one. So now you can be national certification or just be county.
That's right.
And we got our guys, they're taking classes, so it's a good thing.
So talk a little bit about the classes, too. So talk a little bit about the classes that people can take. Because we were in a class together, I think the assistant fire inspector. Class, right?
Yes.
So just talk a little bit about some of the classes that they can take. Because
just
so you know, our listeners could be people that just started or people that are looking to start. So talk a little bit about the different classes that you've taken.
Okay, I've taken
you've taken them.
In the fire service. If you go in my folders, there's like it's big, thick, and two folders
full of
tied up together. So when I first joined the fire service, I said to myself, fire change.
Mm-hmm.
So my job is to make sure that I know what I'm doing so that I can go back home safe to my families.
That's right.
And when I got my 2 kids, I was like, oh yeah, I definitely got to learn more. So you have when you started as a fireman, you got to take the essentials class.
Mm-hmm.
You got to take primary class, which is the hands-on. After that, you have your choices. You have strategy and tactics, building operation. There's a lot of classes out there, and now for the public, they even make it easy now. You can go on the FEMA website and take classes and get certification that you can bring back to your job. Because some job accepting now FEMA, which now can increase on your pay.
That's right. That and college credits.
And college credit. They're all college credit. All the FEMA classes are college credits. Yeah. Even when you go to the Fire School Academy, the classes are also college credit. The essentials, building constructions, all these classes are college credit.
Which can go towards whatever your degree or whatever
exactly.
You're in. It's a different college credit.
Same thing with the EMT program. That's 2 credit for college.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
And I took all that. When I was chief, I was the first chief as an EMT with an EMT license. But reason because I needed to help EMS back then. I was the only chief who got going to call first.
You do it all.
Yeah, because now you're a chief. You go to a call for medical. You're not waiting for the tech to get there because now you can start your operation. So by the time they get there, you give them a whole report of everything that was going on. You give them the blood pressure level, the LOC, the level of consciousness. You give everything to the EMS. It's like, okay, cool. All you gotta do is load and go.
Yeah, that's right. That's
so
good. See, so I need another story. Give me a memorable story, a good, and I don't want to say good, but good fire or something. Tell me a story that sticks out in your mind.
Well, couple fires. Well, one of them, it's not even a memorable. It's just unfortunately, one of our firemen's house caught on fire.
Okay.
And you know who it is.
Okay.
So it was sad to see because his mom had just passed away.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, is it God's work doing? But we all came together.
Yeah.
We all came together and did what we had to do for the house, and then we were there for him after.
Yes, you're right. And we do the
GoFundMe,
the GoFundMe.
We did with that, and look at him today.
Yeah.
Chief. What's up, Chief Hicks?
There we go. What up, brother?
So, brotherhood, sisterhood in the fire service is real.
It is.
It is real. I know nowadays we got more politics, but guess what? It's still there.
It's still there.
It's still there. No matter how you look at it, that brotherhood and sisterhood is still there. And now I'm even further, I'm just gonna, just live life and make sure that everybody around me is always gonna be good. That's why now I'm the captain of the company for Manor again and again. Now I have my good friend right now who's the first lieutenant, which is Admiral Ashley, just elected commissioner.
There you go.
Work for the school district. This man got many heads, but at the same time, he's going to be the captain in April.
Mm-hmm.
We sticking together to make sure that Manor Company goes far.
go.
And stick together. And as a company, we're not just going to stay as a company. We'd rather be in a whole unison with the whole department. So that's the goal that we want to make sure that everybody still continue doing. Uniondale Fire Department is Uniondale Fire Department. Yeah, you have companies, but at the end of the day, it's Uniondale Fire Department.
And that's what everybody else sees. And this is not just Uniondale. This is everywhere, right?
Yes.
There could be a bunch of companies within your department, and the civilians and the public, all they see is Uniondale Fire Department or East Meadow Fire Department. That's all they see. They don't see the politics that we all see. They're like,
they don't.
Aren't you in the Uniondale Fire Department?
Yep.
Yeah, but I'm Brookside. And I'm Manor, and I'm this. What does that mean to me?
They
My house is on fire. Can you put it out or not?
That's all. That's all they care about.
That's all.
That's all they care about.
All right, so I got another question for you. Let's lighten it up a little bit. There is always some type of myths and things like that. What is a common myth about firefighters that you want to debunk right now for the listeners? That you want to, any myth that people say that firemen do this, firemen do that, tell me that you want to debunk right now to say, hey, we don't do those things. So one of our shows, one of the it was Lamont that was on. He said we don't get cats out of the firehouse, out of the trees. He was like, we don't do that. So tell me something that you've heard and you were like, we don't do that.
Well, the cat out of the trees, I think we did it one time.
You did?
We did it one time.
He said that he's in the 31 years he was in. He was like, I've never got a call.
Yeah.
On Firecom on the air for Uniondale Fire.
Well, actually, it didn't come. It didn't come as a cat in the tree. We're coming back from the firehouse, and on the way, and then this little girl's like, "Oh, my cat is stuck in the tree." One of our guys, he's a big teddy bear. It's Paul Carr.
Okay.
And he didn't care. He just did what he had to do and got it.
And got it out there.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
But there's certain things that we don't do. Me personally is the shows that they have out there.
Yeah.
The way that they showing firemen going inside a house fire or a building fire with no mask on.
So you know what? Before you even answer that, let's skip right to that right now, because that's one of the questions I have for you.
Yes.
Is that in movies, in TV shows,
yes,
they kind of over dramatize some of this stuff.
Yes.
So what is the most accurate portrayal you saw, and what is the most over exaggerated?
The most exaggerated is I was watching one of these shows, and the house was fully involved, and you see the firemen going there with no mask on, and they walking, and it's clear as day where nothing's happening to their face. We've tried it, and our face almost got burned. I'm like, whoa, what are you showing to this public? Because now you basically,
not what it looks like.
That's not real life, because fire don't play. Even if you put your finger on the lighter, you're going to feel the burn. So now you're going inside. You're going inside a fire to save a kid's life with no mask on.
Not happening.
Not happening. Let me tell you. Good luck on that one.
All right, so our listeners could be, older firemen, newer firemen, people that just came in,
yes,
or people that want to look to come in. So what piece of advice would you give someone that's either just starting or wants to join?
Wants to join, you just got to come to the firehouse. Okay. It depends on which firehouse is closer to you. In Long Island, you have to go to the firehouse that's closer to you for 3 Sundays, and they'll go over. For us in Uniondale, you got to come to the firehouse for 3 Sundays. Okay. And then from that point on, the 3rd Sunday, you get to meet with the chiefs. Then from the chiefs, then they give you paperwork. They give you background check paperwork that you got to go fill in and resubmit so we can send out to make sure that your head is not out there crazy. So you won't come to the fire start throwing rocks.
Yeah, you're right.
So we have to be careful. So for the new guys that just come in, just follow your seniors. Ask questions. We are here. Just because we're not there every day, like you as a young person, we're going to be there on a Sunday or during the meeting. Guess what? When you see that senior guy, pick his fucking brain. My bad.
That's all right. We'll get that out.
Pick his brain. Pick his brain, because they were there before me, and they still here. Guess what? I'm going to pick their brain so I can keep going further as much as they were. So me, I like to represent all the seniors in that fire service throughout the whole county, not just in Uniondale. Because right now, as you know, I'm the county chief's president for Nassau County.
So I know we don't have much time, but talk to me about that a little bit. Okay. Talk to me about what that is, what that entails. How do you, I assume you have to be an ex-chief to do that. So talk to me a little bit about that.
Again, Chief Mervyn Campbell. When I made second assistant chief, he grabbed me. He said, listen, you're going to go to the San Battalion Chiefs meeting, and you're going to go to the Nassau County Chiefs meeting, and I'm going to be there with you. And then when I got to the head chief, he said, okay, there's a Uniondale spot open for Nassau County Chiefs. You're going to run for Sergeant of Arms. I was like, okay, that's fine. You tell me, I'll do.
Like you said, following the senior
guy. Yeah. And he said, okay, when you get in, I'm going to be there for you. I'm going to follow and make sure that you go all the way. And unfortunately, he had to move back to Vegas. But he left me with great people behind me. Ray McGuire, Richard Messina. You have a lot of senior guys from the county chief that still stand behind me. You got Lee Trotsky. There's a lot. And they, till today, they still on my side, make sure that I'm good. So I'm the on my second term as the county chief's president. Wow. And the county chief's president, basically, we oversees everything that goes on within the county. If the active chief needs stuff, we always tell them the door's open.
Cool.
Come.
Wow.
And if you need us to back you up with anything that goes on with the county, same thing with the Fire Service Academy. They have issues as far as money-wise with the county. Guess what? The Fire Service stick together, and we make sure that we stick together until we get what we need to basically learn and improve on our guys. Training. So that's
pretty dope. I didn't even, I knew about it, but I didn't know that much about it. So that's pretty dope. So that's number 2. This is the second time around.
Second time.
You going for a third time?
No.
Taking
a break. But eventually, I'm not going to beat around the bushes. I like to be chief again in Uniondale.
Yeah. So and I want to see that.
You
know I've said that to you.
I know.
Multiple times when you're coming back, Chief. When you're coming back. So.
Yeah, with all the politics and stuff and the time with work and the kids. My kids are grown now.
Yeah, so now it's time.
So
this is the time.
My son my daughter's about to be 14 next month, and my son's going to be 14 in November.
So you can start getting that time now.
I can start stretching.
Yeah,
I can start stretching, and I know I have people behind me in Uniondale Fire Department.
Definitely got
that will support me.
I heard it said right here at WRHU.
I will.
You got my vote.
I will definitely run it again.
We love that. We love to hear that. All right, so listen, before we get out of here, right?
Yes.
We play a game called the Flashover, okay?
Yes.
All right, so what the Flashover is, I'll ask you 2 things. I may ask you, and they're going to be movies or TV shows, but I may say something like Android or Apple, and you got to tell me quick what it is.
Okay.
But before we start, what is a Flashover?
Flashover, we had one that Sunday.
Tell the audience what is it.
Okay, Flashover is when when we took too long at the last fire, we basically had a brain fart.
Yeah, which happens.
Which happened because we all human. We weren't expecting that kind of fire. And as we opened the front door, the flame came straight at us to the front door and sucked right back in.
Okay.
And disappeared. And we're like, whoa.
Oh.
We gotta do this.
We gotta do this. Gotta get in there
before that backdraft happened. You know,
that backdraft happened.
We gotta say, we gotta go.
That's a backdraft, but Flashover too, which we were saying, everything igniting at the same time.
Yes, everything
in that one room.
And when that one guy almost got burned, and thank God he turned his back quick, and he was our watcher, and of course, Peak. My boy Pete, Chief Pete, was there. He's like, let's go, guys. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's put in this work. Let's get this going.
It's going deeper. Let's go deeper. And That's a true fireman right there.
Trusting your senior guys
yes.
to go in there. But all right, so let's start this game up. We're going to call, like I said, the name of this game show is called The Flashover, okay?
Yes.
So I'm going to give you two things, and you got to quickly tell me which one.
Okay.
All right? Ready to go?
Ready.
All right. Here we go. Chicago Fire or Rescue Me?
Chicago Fire.
Rescue Me or Third Watch?
Third Watch.
Backdraft or Ladder 49?
Backdraft.
I love that you said that. And the most important question I'm going to ask you today, engine or truck?
Engine.
Engine. There we go. All right, good. You passed the flashover.
I appreciate you.
That last question is the most important one.
Of course, engine.
But of course, engine all day. Put the wet stuff on the red stuff.
Exactly.
That's what we do here.
And we do. And surprisingly, they mad though because we do the truck work sometimes.
Hey, listen. Sometimes we got to do that.
We gotta do what we gotta do.
If I'm there, I might do that too. Take the line with me and search that room.
Exactly. Hey.
They would say we got an umbilical cord, and they don't. But we ain't gonna go into it.
We're not. I love truck work.
Really quick, last question. 27 years of service.
Yes.
As a volunteer, how has it changed your life in a whole?
In the whole, it basically it's the family. It's all about family. It gave me a family that we have our ups and downs.
Of course.
That's family.
That's what happens.
You had your enemies, you had your family. Yep. You do have family, and you still have family. You have enemies in families too.
That's right.
But the fire service, you have abundantly. It's not just in Uniondale. Me, I have a family throughout the whole Nassau County.
And that's what's dope.
And that's dope. And guess
it's
what?
Everywhere.
And I'm going to make a shout out right now to Franklin Square Fire Department.
There we go. Get some of them guys on here.
Listen,
shout out to
Franklin Square Fire Department was the fire department that welcomed me when I made chief in 2006. Wow. Till today, they said, Jean, you're always welcome to come here.
That's dope.
Till today, I even went to that dinner. They're like, come on, you know you always welcome. And then the second one is Hempstead, of course. That's our neighborhood.
There we go. That's our neighborhood right there. So.
And then the third one is Roosevelt.
There we go. I got
then West Hempstead.
I'm going to reach out to all these people.
But you know my thing
let
is,
them know.
But Roosevelt is my key. I got Chief Hector over there.
That's right.
/ FDNY guy.
Yep.
And then I got my boy Patrick.
Yep.
We went to school together at Hofstra. And so me and Patrick
He's about to come on. We already
talked.
So he said as soon as I get a date, he's willing to come through.
Like my boy Patrick. A lot of people don't know. Me and Patrick, we know each other since here, Hofstra.
Wow.
Went to school together.
Wow.
So me and Patrick, listen, Patrick, Yad man.
Yeah. Yad man. Well, listen, man, good looking.
Thank you, sir.
My brother Gene, good looking for coming. I'm definitely going to have you back. Especially if you're talking about running for chief, we got to have you back whenever, that comes in that year that you decide to do
next year, brother.
Next year, so that means February. I'm going to need you in here to talk about that.
Yeah,
go over that.
The reason why I'm doing it, too, because Chief Rodriguez, Joe, he's like, you know how we did it, right? I'm going now. So you go next year, then we do the same thing. I was like, listen,
Chief, I've been saying that.
Good luck to the two runners in Uniondale.
Yep. Good luck.
My boy Eric and my boy Joe.
So
listen,
you got two good guys.
I got two good guys.
You got two good guys. So it's not we're not going wrong either way. So
we're not.
We'll be good.
We're not.
Listen, brother, thank you for coming. All right, so everybody, we just heard from Jean Laurent, Man of Company 3 of Uniondale, about his life as a firefighter. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. Please like, share, subscribe. I am your host, Chris Moses, and tune in next week for another great conversation in the Firehouse.